Hey y'all, welcome to the Healing Space Live and Online Chats with Roxanne and Rhonda, the podcast where guests will share information and research on self-love, living a wellness-filled life, how to heal from traumatic events, and more. This podcast is sponsored by Healing Hearts and Minds Publishing, LLC, a new company that publishes books that promote self-love, healthy relationships, avoidance of unhealthy relationships, and much, much more. Check out their first publication, Unhealthy Relationships, Let's Stop the Madness, a guide for those in unhealthy relationships and for those who want to help them. Written by first-time author and co-host of the Healing Space Live and Online, Roxanne Elizabeth Epperson. Visit Amazon.com to purchase the paperback or ebook. Enjoy the show. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all to our first. Can you do it?
I can't work with it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Where is Amira?
All right, go ahead.
All right, we're going to start this over because this part will be edited out, thank God. That's your nephew. I was wondering, who is Brian? We got one male in the house. So you're welcome. I'm glad you're somebody. I'm glad somebody knew him because I was like, who is this trying to who is this trying to do some ugly to our group? I was getting ready. So I'm glad you know him. Okay. So we're going to start right now. Okay, welcome to our first Healing Space Live and Online panel discussion, Chats with Roxanne and Rhonda. This is our very first one. We are so excited. And the name of this session is called I Love Myself Some Me, Inside and Out. And for those who don't know, we started our podcast at the beginning of the month. We recorded 2 so far. And the focus was on self-care, self-esteem, and healthy relationships. So we thought we would end the month with more talk on self-esteem, self-care, loving yourself. And excuse me, Amira, can you put everybody on mute, please? And then we will we're going to talk about it from a different perspective, from skincare and the fashion industry. On loving yourself. And the reason why we're doing this topic is because, believe it or not, there are people who really don't love themselves. And that has really baffled me over the years. I just could not imagine someone not loving themselves. And then I've asked one of my friends, she said, well, how do you do that? How do you love yourself? Because I don't know how to do it. So that's why this topic is so important to me and to us. And because we really want those who want to encourage those who are struggling with that issue to learn how to do that. And hopefully our podcast throughout the month, you'll be able to do that. You can always go back and listen to the previous ones. And Rhonda will share with you later on how to find them. And so before we introduce our guests, I would like for people to put in the chat where you're from. I need to know where you're from. And if you're from Pittsburgh, have you ever attended one of our Healing Space sessions? If you could put that in the chat first, I'd appreciate it. And I was trying to play some music from a friend of ours, me, Styles, and the other presenter, Keyonna, one of our friends or mentors, Ash Cass-Exantis. He has started a radio station called mindrightradio.com. It's motivational and inspirational music. And I was attempting to have one of the songs played for you called Love Thyself First, Love Yourself First by Louise Hay. But it didn't work, so I'm going to end up steering you to our website so you can check it out because it's a very powerful song. So great. So I'm now, whenever you want to ask a question, if you can just raise your hand and then Amira will unmute you. Okay. And we do want you to dialogue because this is just a conversation. This is not no strict type of, we just want to have a conversation about this thing. Yeah. So now I'm going to turn it over to Rhonda so she can introduce our first guest.
Good afternoon, everyone. And I join Roxanne in saying thank you so much for being here this afternoon. And some of you I see from Houston. I see Maryland, we see Pittsburgh, and I saw Verona. So thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are right now. We really appreciate it. So I have the pleasure of introducing our first guest. Time out. What?
We didn't introduce ourselves.
Ah.
I'm Roxanne Epperson, and I'm the executive director and founder of Women Against Abusive Relationships and co-host of this podcast.
My name is Rhonda, and I am coming to you as a co-host for this podcast. And I'm really glad again to be here. And I'm going to now go and continue to introduce our first guest. Our first guest this afternoon is Keyonna Latrice Stewart. Keyonna, I have to take it 1 second to say that's what I wanted to name my one and only daughter, but I lost the battle. Her father named her after me. I love your name. So Keyonna is a beauty, FX, and men's grooming makeup artist. She was born and raised in the Baltimore, Maryland area and is currently based in the New Jersey, New York City tri-state area. Keyonna's training and certification in TV film makeup and airbrush makeup are only a part of the many skills she's cultivated over the years. Starting her professional journey into the world of beauty in late 2006, Keyonna's professional travels have taken her to Philadelphia, where she worked, Los Angeles, and London, the UK. Yeah, in the UK, yes. Prior to schooling, Keyonna gained most of her real-world experience behind the scenes and on set. Starting in 2011, she began working closely under the guidance of many influential makeup artists and hairstylists. Also, this is really a brag moment. Keyonna worked with Mercedes-Benz Fashion Week and New York Fashion Week. Woo-hoo, Keyonna.
Yeah.
With each of Keyonna's experiences, it has brought her closer to the goal of keeping a brush in hand and helping her clients and loved ones in achieving great skin and timeless look. Her passion is to empower and inspire. And Keyonna, that is just what we are hoping for from you this evening, that you will empower us and inspire us as we begin with this first question. With our only question. Our question to you is, how does self-care and self-love tie in with the skincare industry? Thank you, Keyonna.
Thank you for that introduction. I've never actually heard my bio read back to me, so that was lovely to hear. How does skincare play into self-love and self-care?
Yes, ma'am.
So basically, a way to love yourself is to really take care of yourself. And a lot of times, especially women, we end up taking care of everybody else and we don't really take care of ourselves. Something as simple as maintaining a regular skin regimen for yourself is an act of unselfish self-care and self-love, because when you look good, you feel good. And it is true. I myself have gone through depression a couple different times in my life, especially trying to achieve many different goals. And a lot of times I'll put something to the side and think, oh, I can get to it later, not really realizing after a while, if you keep setting certain things to the side, your appearance goes downhill, your self-worth, your self-esteem begins to go downhill. So it all kind of goes hand in hand. Self-care and self-love, it really does go hand in hand. And even something as simple as keeping a skincare regimen can help you to basically stay on track with that. So I actually created an online business, and it's interesting because I didn't have it prior to the pandemic. The pandemic really helped enforce what I didn't really realize was something that could really help people, something that came easy to me, picking out skincare. Really, a lot of people don't know. They don't know either their skin type. They don't know how to really pick out products for themselves. And what I wanted to do, instead of people just going to the store and somebody shoving a product down, trying to get them to buy any old product, I wanted to empower people to basically figure out things for themselves. 9 times out of 10, you'll still have to ask questions and you'll still need some kind of beauty advisor or skincare professional to help you. But if you have somewhat of an idea of where to start, you can at least start somewhere, even if it's just having a face wash and having a moisturizer. You can at least start there for yourself. So even something as simple as that is just an act of self-love and self-care, because when you look good, you feel good.
Thank you, Keyonna.
You're welcome.
I had a question about, but do you know of any products? Now, I have a serious dermatology issue going on right now.
Okay.
I'm battling it for at least 5 years. I've done Accutane. It worked. And about 6 months after I was off of it, whatever this is came back. And nobody can even define what it is. So I'm wondering, are you aware of any type of products, any natural products that I could possibly use to combat this issue? And the other part of that is, as far as the self-love piece, I've grown because there's a time when this rash on my face would make me depressed. And I'm at the point now, it is what it is. Take me or leave me, bumps and all, But so I'm over that, but I do want them gone.
Got you. So, well, not to take up too much time, because this is technically a consultation. But that's fine. I'm glad that you asked. With Accutane, that is actually a steroid, and a lot of times dermatologists will recommend a product that has a steroid in it, or they'll even recommend, just like sadly with prescription meds, they'll recommend a product that is widely advertised to them by the pharmaceutical reps that come into their office. So the more sales they can get for those companies, it kind of just benefits the companies, it benefits the dermatologists, and oftentimes they don't really have the actual care of the person in mind. So when they prescribed you Accutane, they should have informed you that it is a steroid, and if you do stop using it, 9 times out of 10, whatever you're trying to combat is going to come back.
Well, of course they didn't tell me that, because now I keep buying that expensive product.
and sadly, that happens a lot often than we would want it to happen. I am not a dermatologist, but I do push a lot of different brands that either have natural ingredients or they use chemicals that really aren't as harsh as some of the ingredients and a lot of the big brand pharmaceutical kind of chain products. So
are there any of these products on your website?
Yes, I actually, I partnered with Mary Kay, so I'm a Mary Kay consultant, and it actually took me years to get with Mary Kay. It's pretty funny because initially I was like, I'm not selling no Mary Kay, but but they really do have really great formulas for a lot of different products. Some of their products do have steroids in it. A lot of products like have retinol in it, but retinol, depending on the form of retinol, it's not as bad or as abrasive to the skin. So again, you kind of really just need to consult with someone who can help steer you to the right type of product. And as far as, because I don't want to take up too much time, because I want to like get in depth and ask you like what's kind of going on with your skin, but I would have to kind of know what it is that you're actually suffering from. Because if you say a rash, like I have to ask you questions about it, kind of understand how often it's happening, when it's happening, what's triggering it, things like that. Okay. So if you want to meet with me after, we definitely can do that. But I don't want to take too much time.
Trying to get a couple dollars off the sister. That's all right.
No, it offer free for anybody that's interested. I offer free 15 to 20-minute consultations, and
Okay.
sometimes they go a little longer than that because, like, I'm gonna be okay either way. I
Right.
will find skincare and makeup products all day. So
Okay. Well, that's good. So before we go to our next presenter, Amira has a poll for us. Where is she? Did she disappear? Here she is. Amira, do you have a poll for us? A poll question?
As she's looking up the poll question, and it'll pop up.
That's a picture. That's not her.
She just muted herself.
Oh, did she? I'm sorry.
As she's looking for the poll question to come up, I just want to go back and say, Keyonna, that was very helpful. I'm one of those people who I don't do anything. And I remember someone saying to me many years ago, when you get older, you're going to have horrible skin because I don't do facials and everything like that. I'm very skin sensitive. So when I have tried other products, and I won't name any names of the products, but I've tried products. I was at like a show, and they were doing it, and they put the makeup on, and I'm like, oh, it's burning, take it off. And I've just been kind of, I've been deterred, so I don't try different things. But I often think about it may be something I can do that would be helpful for me, especially as I age, that maybe there's something I need to do. So again, your information was very helpful. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you much.
no problem. And thank you, ladies, for having me. This is the first time that I've actually done an online event like this, and I'm glad you had me. Thank you.
Well, this is our first time too, so join the club. That's why I said, I didn't apologize ahead of time, but please forgive us for any errors because we know not what we do. No, anyway. So, do you have a poll for us, Amira?
Is Amira still here? I think Amira might be having some technology problems because I don't see her right now on the screen. So I think she might have got bumped off. We just want to ask the question.
Yeah, I'll just, she's there. Well, anyway, the poll question is, and you can just go, since it's not working properly, if you could just put it. Are you frozen, Amira? Yeah, she's frozen. Yeah. You could just put the answer in the chat. And the question is, if you would support a Avon fundraiser for WAR. So WAR is Roxanne's program, Women Against Abusive Relationships, WAAR, WAR, Women Against Abusive Relationships. And there was just one question for the poll. Yeah. If we did a fundraiser for Avon products, would you support it? Just a yes or no.
The chat is disabled.
What's disabled?
The chat.
Oh.
I'll try to type and see.
No, you can't type. I just tried as well.
Yeah, it says it's disabled.
Okay. All right. So,
people, sorry to interrupt, but you could have people use the reactions if they hit the little reaction button and raise their hand.
Yes.
Count raised hands that way.
Did y'all hear that?
Okay, I just did it.
Okay, there's a hand.
Oh, okay.
There's a few hands. Okay.
Several. All right. Cool.
Okay.
And,
keep getting booted out.
You keep getting booted out?
Yeah.
Wow. I do.
I'm sorry.
That's I think it's my fault.
Okay. So we was asking the poll question. So since, hey, Ebony.
She's raising her hand too.
Oh.
All right, you raising your hand?
Yes, I was.
Yes,
she's not doing the technological.
Oh well, no, it says disabled. The chat said disabled. Is it abled now? Let me see. I mean,
that's okay.
I try, Roxanne.
That's not, but you don't need to. It's not that serious. Okay. But I just wanted to get a feel for if people would support it because one of the registrants, I don't know if she's on the site right now, but she does Avon fundraisers, and I met her on LinkedIn. I believe I met her on LinkedIn, and I told her, "Oh, we're just getting started, and we would consider that in the future." So I thought I might ask you guys if you would consider that, and so now I know that's something that at least some of you would be interested in doing.
To chime in real quick, Roxanne.
Roxanne, just have people put a thumbs up. Put a thumbs up.
They did.
Oh, okay.
They found another way. Somebody was saying something.
Roxanne, that's me, Styles. My cousin is with the sorority AKA, and they also did a popcorn fundraiser. And it's one that's easily accessible through online, and then you could just like put in your situation, and and you could send that out as well. So another idea.
I'll keep that in mind, but I'm about to buy one of them $1,000 bags of popcorn off of Rhonda, because she's an AKA.
So thank you, Styles, for promoting Alpha Kappa Alpha. It's lovely when someone else says it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can we move
So
on?
anyway, so now,
I was gonna say, you want to
yeah, we're going to move on. So now I'm going to introduce our next presenter, who is Debbie Norrell. Now, Debbie is a professional actress with credits that include community theater, television, radio, and feature films. As a polished professional MC and keynote speaker, Norrell shares her story of surviving breast cancer twice. Thank you, Lord. And her title of that speech is called Breaking the Chains of Debt and Still Getting Your Shop On, and Reinventing Yourself. She considers herself a shopping connoisseur and is always in search of a stylish bargain. As the creator of the Goodwill Hunting Tour, this best-dressed woman loves a bargain and often featured cheap thrills in the new Pittsburgh Courier and various runway shows. Norrell has added color commentary to thousands of fashion shows for more than 40 years and is an award-winning speaker and journalist. In 2016, she accepted the Media Legacy Award from the Pittsburgh Black Media Federation. Norrell is most proud of her media career at WCXJ, WAMO, WJJJ, and dozens of local and national television commercials. Debbie looks forward to sharing how she launched live fashion presentations on Facebook Live under her brand, A Look, Not a Label. And I just want to share that I know Debbie personally, and she be dressing her butt off, okay? And so the question to you, Debbie, is, before you do your presentation, is how does self-care and self-love tie in with the fashion industry?
Well, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm happy to be here. The way this ties in with fashion, self-care, and self-love, I've always, or not always, there was a time when I didn't like myself very much, and I would find ways. One of the ways that I found to create self-love was through the way I looked. I always wanted to look nice, and I found that if I looked nice, then people would start to like me. And so I've been a fashion maven, so to speak, for a very, very long time. I have been professionally modeling for over 50 years. And now when I say that, when I hear the words come out of my mouth, over 50 years, it's been a very, very long time. I'm going to be 69 in August. I'll be 69.
Good black don't crack.
Yeah. And I started modeling when I started modeling for all the department stores when I was 15. So I modeled for Horns, Kaufman's, Gimbel's. I've modeled for JCPenney's and Macy's. So I've modeled for all of the department stores, and I really love fashion. So I'm definitely a devotee of, if you look good, you feel good. So the better you look, the better you feel. But looking good can be very, very expensive. So if I have found ways to look good and save money, I always start shopping on the sale rack. If I'm going to shop, I shop at the sale rack. And I've always done a lot of thrift shopping. Now, I used to stage manage plays, and to find the wardrobe for the plays, I would go to the thrift stores, and I would find a lot of things there while I was shopping for the play. I would find a lot of things for myself as well. And as we fast forward to 2020, And actually, it was in 2019 is when I retired from my day job. So I retired from my day job in 2019, thinking that I was going to still have my job at the New Pittsburgh Courier as a writer and photographer. Well, in October of 2019, I was notified that the Courier could no longer pay me, that they wouldn't, no longer be able to pay me. So that job, after 18 years of being with the Courier, that job ended. And needless to say, then several months later, we're in the midst of a pandemic. Mm-hmm. So it was not a necessity that I needed to find a job, but I did want to find something to do. So I was watching, I had started to watch something called a live, where women would sell clothes on Facebook, and I would watch it and I'm like, well, gee, I mean, I can speak, I'm an award-winning speaker. I've won a lot of awards through Toastmasters. I've commentated hundreds of fashion shows, and I have a great eye for fashion. And I was in the midst of planning a big fashion show that I was going to have in 2020, and that had to be canceled due to the pandemic. So I had an enormous inventory of clothing. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna get one of those lives. I'm gonna see how can I do it. And it was easier said than done, because these lives were a really hot commodity. And finally, I joined these two groups. One is called Thrifting Divas, and Thrifting Divas has 80,000 women or a part of that. And I joined Thrifting Atlanta, and that has over 60,000 women. And then I got to do my first live in November of 2020. So I've done at least 7 lives now. I have my own group called Original Glamour. I have my own page called A Look Not a Label. And it has become very, very lucrative. So it's quite exciting. And it's so much fun to sell things that would cost maybe $150, and you sell it to someone for $10 or maybe $15, and you're still making money on it. And what I tell people, and especially young people, is to not go broke trying to look rich. Mm-hmm. And I see so many young people who, are very anxious to carry designer handbags or to spend money on maybe getting plastic surgery or weaves and things of that nature. They're spending so much money. And I think that a lot of that is because a lot of women don't like their looks, or they don't like themselves, or they think that if they don't have a boyfriend or a significant other, that if they add these things, that if they carry these types of handbags, or if they have really, really long hair, or if they add, do breast augmentation or derriere augmentation, then that's going to make somebody like you more. And a lot of women, they end up, where they don't have money to take care of themselves, or they're dependent on other people to try to take care of them. And it's, I think it's very, it's very sad. So what I would like to, share with people is to always be able to take care of yourself, and not be dependent on someone else, to be happy with your looks and make changes to your looks naturally, avoid plastic surgery, save your money, prepare for your future, and taking care of your money also helps you to take care of your health. That's another thing that you really have to be very aware of, not doing drugs, not smoking, excessive alcohol. All of those things can lead to things where you won't be well, and you won't live to be 68 or 69 if you don't take good care of yourself. So I pulled a few pieces that I'm going to show on. I have a live coming up on Sunday at 2:00. I pulled a few pieces that I really like. Now this blouse is like a watercolor. It almost looks like tie-dye. It's 100% silk, and it's a beautiful, beautiful blouse. And this is a blouse that'll probably be on my page on my site for maybe like $10 on coming up on Sunday. You always want to have some basics in your wardrobe that are good for maybe an interview or something like that. Blazers are really popular right now, but this is just a really cute little jacket that has a bow here. And then you can pair this with a pair of pants or a skirt, but always having a nice black jacket in your wardrobe is something really cool. This is a skirt that is from Talbot's. Looks like a kind of like a faux wrap skirt. Another skirt. You can find these things at the thrift stores. Thrift stores have really great sales. Like on Sundays, Goodwill has 99 cents. They have certain colors that are only 99 cents. So you can go and get really great things for just $1. Houndstooth check is really big this year. So I pulled this pencil skirt. That's just a houndstooth check. This is navy blue and white. And this is a summer skirt. And it has piping down the side. It has pockets. It's just a really beautiful, beautiful, classy skirt that would look good with red. It would look good with yellow, with orange. You could wear it with a navy blue jacket. If you want something that really speaks to your own personality, this is an African print. This is an African print blazer that's fully lined. And I just love the colors because it has all the colors in it. And the print is almost like a cowrie shell. It's almost like a cowrie shell print that we're looking at there. And that's a blazer with a shawl collar. And the last jacket that I'm going to show you is animal print. Animal print is almost a very much like a neutral. This has a little buckle that goes across the front. And this is one of my favorite pieces as well. This buckles right here at the front. And I wear this with a black pencil skirt. You can wear it with a black pencil skirt, or maybe even do some mixed prints. So what I'm doing now is, again, I'm doing lives, and I'm making money, having fun, staying well, staying in fashion. And I'm still doing commercials and photo shoots. I just did a job for Smuckers 3 weeks ago. Did Smuckers, and then I have an audition tomorrow for the Ohio Lottery. So I'm staying really busy and just trying to really just like me, like me. I might not have, family or children or a husband, but I have to find ways to like myself. To like myself and to make myself happy and not depend on other people for my happiness.
Wow. Thank you. That was great. I'm telling you. I appreciated it. And so if anybody has any questions, Amira, can you check the chat room? Is she still frozen? Did she get kicked out again? The chat wasn't working, honey. Can you see if the chat is working? Because if anybody has any questions for Debbie, we can put them in the chat. Yeah, for anybody. I'm sorry. For anybody, you can put them in the chat. But before we go on to the next guest,
I'm going to talk about giveaways.
Rhonda's going to talk about we're going to figure this out real soon.
I got to figure it out. She's going to figure it out. So,
I love her.
But I just talk to you. First of all, I want to say thank you to Debbie also, because, sometimes people don't think about the fact that when we're talking about fashion and makeup and skincare, well, what does that have to do with self-care and self-love? As Roxanne said earlier, people would think if you're talking about self-love and self-care, you must have psychologists or therapists, but it's a whole realm because we're a whole realm. We're a whole person. We're not just a piece here and a piece there. All those pieces is what come together to make us up. So I'm so glad tonight, this evening, that we're actually talking about other parts and other ways that we promote our own self-love and our own self-care. So I think that's very important. I want to thank both of our speakers so far. So we have been fortunate to have some people donate to us. And we have some giveaways that we're going to do this afternoon. And actually, the giveaways include some makeup samples as well as some lotions and things like that. We had Linda and Mays who donated to us, but unfortunately, we're not able to make it on screen this evening, but want to definitely give a shout out to them. And our previous podcast guests have also made some donations. So you certainly can you can certainly look at our previous podcast. We're going to tell you about that a little later. But in the meantime, we want to definitely thank them. And everyone who is here and stays to the end today will be receiving Roxanne's next ebook titled Warning Signs This Relationship is Not Going to Get Better. Get healthy.
Be healthy. 28 characteristics to be leery of when you start dating someone new. Mm-hmm. You know, I always say when I start dating somebody new, well, I used to date. Anyway, so when I start dating someone, I actually keep a journal. I write things down, and not a dear diary, but I keep a journal of the things that this person is saying because I do love me. And if I'm going to invite you into my space, I'm going to make sure you are careful with me. You know, so that's one of the things that I always tell a lot of the young women that I work with, that same thing. So Roxanne is going to screen share and show you a picture of some of the, we're going to do the drawing, actually. So I'm not sure if you saw the prizes just now. Yeah. Were you able to see the prizes when she screen shared? Okay, great.
Yeah. We can see them now.
The chat's still disabled, though. She said
the chat is still disabled. Okay. So what you see now is everyone's name who have registered. However, you must be present to win. So I'm not sure how many times we're going to have to click and spin this wheel to get our first 5 winners. We have 5 now, and we'll have 5 later in the program.
Look, can you guys see the wheel? Can you guys see the wheel?
We see the presents. We see 6 items. 6.
All right, let me stop. I'm gonna stop sharing both of them, and then oops, wait a minute. Let me put this back down. Cancel this. So I don't even know now that I'm thinking about it. Can you see the wheel now?
Nope.
Okay, well I guess you're not gonna be able to see the wheel because we'll just have to tell you who it is.
Trust you.
Amira can't see it either. She was gonna do it, so I'll just do it. What it does is we'll just tell you who the first winner is. Sharon Clay is our first winner. And whatever that first prize was, I think it's my book. Sharon?
What? Oh
my God. Congratulations.
Yeah, you get a copy of my book. Where you at, Drew? I can't see your face. Well, we'll do it.
No, I'm at work. So I can't. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, so the first prize was my book, I believe.
So we have it up.
Okay, so let's do the second one. Okay, is Doris? I don't think Doris is on here, so we'll have to move on. Doris, are you on here? I don't think so. Lorena's not on here. Carla Jackson is not on here. No, where y'all at, Carla? Where y'all at? Renee Galloway's here. Congratulations, Renee. You got the second prize. I don't know what it is right now, but we'll make sure you get it.
Thank you.
And if you win, I need people to email Marlisa's. Okay. Is Lisa here? Lisa, you here? Okay, she's not here either. Okay, well, keep it going. Is that what? Evelyn McMillan, she's not here. We got 3 or 2. Oh, wow, we need 3 more winners, y'all. Come on, people. Come on, Will, get some people who's here. Diana's not here. Taji. Huh?
They're going.
Latifah's not here.
These are people who literally did sign up.
They registered.
They did register.
Stuff happens. Everybody can see the replay though.
Taji's here.
Yeah. Huh?
Taji's here.
Taji's here?
Yeah, she's in the middle.
Oh, okay. Taji's here.
Hi.
Hi, Taj. Did I say, pronounce your name for me?
Taji.
Oh, good. I was right. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4.
Terry
McMillan, Lord. Terry McKenzie, you're our 5th winner for this go round.
Great. Hey, Roxanne, I'm going to have to leave the 6 o'clock though. I have another Zoom meeting.
Okay, that's cool. You catch the replay if you want to, and then I know your address, so we'll make sure you get your prize. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So,
you need one more. That's 4.
Oh, that's 4?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we did. I thought it was 5.
Yeah, it was 4.
Okay, one more. Liz Talton. So Liz is our final winner for this first group. I wish you guys could see this because this is really neat. I have to figure out how to make this a screen share for next month because it's really cute the way this is working here. Okay, so that's our first set of prizes. And the next 5 prizes will be the little makeup bags from Linda and Mays. So, Rhonda.
All righty. So moving on, we're going to introduce our third and final guest for this afternoon. And her name is Styles Lewis. Styles is a wardrobe stylist, personal shopper, confidence coach, and a fashionista. She has many years of experience and has held a variety of positions in the fashion industry, from retail merchandising to backstage for also New York Fashion Week with Audrey Smalls. Congratulations again. She has produced fashion shows, working with a number of brands and models during the rise of streetwear in the early 2000s. Styles left almost no stone unturned. Styles loves to assist today's women, real women, she says, build out their closets and find what works for them, and this adds to their confidence. She is a contributing stylist at La Face magazine online, a co-owner of Wink and Twinkle Beauty, and the producer of Talk Time with Tiffany, a weekly online podcast that can be viewed on Instagram's IGTV. So we are now going to hear from Styles, your perspective, how the fashion industry is tied into self-care and self-love. So we've heard Debbie Norrell's perspective, and now Styles, we'd like to hear your perspective. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you, everyone who's here, and I am happy to be here today. I will just be echoing what both ladies have already said pretty much. However, in my own words, taking care of yourself matters so much, and it brings out your inner beauty. So as much as you love yourself and the things that you do for yourself, people see that. When you don't take care of yourself, people see that. When you eat unhealthy food, it shows up. You're lazy, you're tired, and all those things. And then you don't want to dress right. And just like both women have said, if you feel good and you look good, you get what I'm saying? Like both things go hand in hand. You know, if you feel good, you want to look good. And if you look good, you definitely feel better about yourself. So it does build a confidence, which is really important to me, how you present yourself. Your appearance usually speaks for you as you enter the room without having to say words. So that also matters, without having to tell someone, I'm the boss, or I'm the leader, or I'm this. Your wardrobe can speak for you. You know, some people want to be, indiscreet, or they don't want everyone to know who they are. And that's one thing, but sometimes you have to show up and present yourself in a better. Sometimes you have to show up and present yourself just because maybe you're a young person, or maybe you're not the ethnicity of everyone else in the room. And so sometimes we have to do a little bit more when we show up places, and that helps us speak powerful, and that helps us look, stand stronger when we're dressed the part expected of us. So I believe self-care, just like all ladies said, everything from taking care of yourself to health visits, to drinking water, to taking care of your skin, to getting your rest, all those things show up in your appearance, and it makes you want to look better. So tying them all together, they're all hand in hand, like Keyonna had said earlier. Mm-hmm.
Great.
We had said you could put questions in the chat room, and because the chat room has been disabled, we will entertain any questions anybody has by just, again, raising your hand. Ebony, you can raise your physical hand, or you can go down to the reactions.
It looks like the chat is back.
Chat is open. Chat is open again.
But we could somebody could still talk out loud. If you want, if you better put your question in the chat, fine. If you just want to ask a question out loud, you can do that as well.
While we are waiting for some people to come give a question, I just want to give a shout out to the one man who is on the screen. That's my nephew. And I also want to point out that he is an excellent single father as a widow. He is the excellent single father of 3 children. 2 are daughters. He has a son. His youngest is a boy. He has a son, but I just want to make sure we acknowledge him, because our program and our topics often, when we think about self-care and self-love, hey, nephew, thank you. But when we think about self-care and self-love, we often think about women. We don't think about the fact, and I have a program where I work with men. So we don't own the market on needing somebody to encourage us, So men need to be encouraged also. And I noticed that Keyonna is a artist for men also, right? That was Keyonna, I think, when I did the introduction. Mm-hmm. Yeah, a beauty FX and men's grooming makeup artist. So just want to make sure that we do acknowledge the male who is in the room. Has anybody come up with a question?
And then also, this is information that he can share with his daughters.
Yeah, for sure.
This is great. So we're down to like.
I have a question. What is a pencil skirt?
A pencil skirt is like a straight skirt.
Mm-hmm.
It's a form-figured skirt. This one here that I held up, the houndstooth check skirt, is a pencil skirt. See how nice and straight it is?
They look really nice on too, Brian. Yeah.
Pencil skirt.
I'll take your word for it.
A full skirt or a dundle skirt is a old name for like a full skirt, or an A-line skirt, and the A-line skirt would come out more to the sides, but a pencil skirt is a straight skirt.
Great.
Would you say, Amina, this or this?
So I'm going to ask you guys if you will indulge us, because we might go about 7 or 8 minutes over, just because so we can get wrapped up with what we want to do. And the next thing I wanted to know if there's anybody on this session who has a product or service that they want to promote. You got 30 seconds to do it and tell us how to reach you. And I will start with Kimberly Burke. Unmute yourself, honey. Or Amir, you can unmute everybody now.
Okay. We have a question in the chat room.
I would love to answer if that's okay.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'm sorry. I didn't know we had one. Go ahead. Where's the question?
It's from Amina.
Yeah.
And I just put in that I totally understand the value of self-care, but it just seems like I run out of time at the end of the day, or I'm rushing to get things done. I'm homeschooling a 2nd grader. I'm virtually working. And so sometimes I'm intentional about starting, and it's just very short-lived. So just any tips on how to keep the ball going instead of
Amina, I would definitely say the fact that you started your day like that is awesome. So once you start the day and then every day you want it to grow a little bit more, and maybe even put a timer on your phone and or an alarm on your phone to remind yourself to check in with yourself. and then take those few minutes, even if it's 5 minutes every couple of hours, but it'll grow eventually. And the only reason why you feel overwhelmed is because you're looking at your life as a laundry list of things to do. But as as you break it down and you say, this time for homeschooling with my child, this time, because you do find time to take a shower and get ready. So even in the shower, maybe that's a better time to focus on you. But don't feel like you're not giving yourself enough time. If you start with 5 minutes today, tomorrow go 10. By Saturday, go 15. And then next week, tell yourself, now I'm going to take an hour, and those are those moments when women take those moments and they say, I'm getting my nails done no matter what, when you run out the house and you're like, I don't care who watches this kid. Those become those moments when you're like, I'm going to take a walk around the block so I can breathe. And I think that will be the way you'll notice and acknowledge the 5 minutes, because that's how you'll know that you did spend time with yourself. So I think that would be a good tip.
Thank you. That was great, Keyonna. Keyonna, did you want to add?
I have something to add to that. Based on what it is that you want to do, if it's skincare or makeup wise, you can actually tailor the products that you get to work as double duty products. So you could get a wash that helps to wash your skin and exfoliate it at the same time. You can get a moisturizer that's also acts as an SPF at the same time to cut down steps within your beauty regimens daily. And that also goes for makeup products too. And again, if you would like a consultation, I do consultations as well. And you can either give me your email address or I can send you my Instagram. If you're savvy, you can do the whole link in the bio, and I have a couple different things that you can take advantage of for that.
Thank
you, Keyonna.
No problem.
Mary, do we have any more questions? Is she frozen again?
No, I don't see any more in the chat.
Okay. Because you got two screens going on, and one of them is frozen. It looks like. Okay. So we don't have any more questions. So do we have? Okay, Kimberly, can you share with us? Give us 30 seconds of what your product or your services. Share with the group.
Absolutely. First of all, thank you. But man, I got some good tips today. I really enjoyed the different speakers. So thank you all for your sharing. And I need some beauty tips. Like you say, you get so busy sometimes you just forget to care about yourself. So I don't want to go over my 30 seconds, but thank you for this opportunity, Roxanne and Rhonda. I know Roxanne from working with her several years. We talked about getting to this time to be able to do our nonprofits and do the services we're doing. So I'm excited to see what's happening for her, and surely excited about what's going on with me. So I am actually in the process. I've been doing a 10-day countdown for the launching of my website on May 1st, which gives more detail to the services that I do. And I actually have 3 different entities, one being Heaven's Rainbow, which is a nonprofit in which we work with young teen and single moms. And the mission is to empower them to build strong and stable lives for both themselves and their children. And in connection with Heaven's Rainbow, I designed a self-esteem empowerment curriculum. It's designed as a mentoring training, as a trainer, comes with 8 different topics. It's walking them through the seasons of life, ultimately, so they can reap the harvest and be able to make some informed life choices. And that is used not only with single moms, but can be broken apart individually. We can come in and train you to be able to implement that program in your own programs, churches, communities, or come in and do speaking on the various topics. And then secondly, I have an entity called HRI Consulting and Training Services. That is a for-profit LLC in which I do, me along with my individuals working with me on grant writing. We do a lot of nonprofit management. So in the areas of grant writing, grant contract management, some strategic planning, helping you develop programs, helping you to design your programs, and helping you with managing those programs. And I have some workshops or one-on-one consultations for the grant writing piece called grant preparedness. And that's just helping nonprofits. Many people say, oh, I need a grant, I want a grant, but there's some work in getting you prepared for that. So we help you develop that work and have a packet and template so that we can help you identify the funding sources. And then finally, recently started a platform, a community platform called BU. Actually, I have it here. And it stands for Your Original Uniqueness, and where we're just really having some mature conversations. It goes across the line of males, females, but really tapping back into that inner you, the essence of who you are, which we often know life, trauma, all kind of just relationships, just your day-to-day walk, being a mom, being a dad, being a parent, being a spouse, takes you away from that inner diamond that you were created in. So we're just having conversations and helping people reach back in. It's already there. We're just helping you to polish up that diamond and being the great, unique you that you can be. So please go to our website at www.hriconsultingservices.com, or you can go to heavensrainbow.org. comptime.com or theb-u.com. They all take you to the same website, which all three of our entities are there. So thank you again for this opportunity. Come see our releasing of our website on May 1st.
So what I'll do is anybody who has a product or service, send me that information to my email address, and I'll send that out to everybody. And we are definitely running out of time, but we have a question from Brian, and I think we need to answer.
Hey, Roxanne, I have to go jump off.
Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, okay, honey.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you. Good. I'll see you on Sunday.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Keyonna, I believe the question is towards you. Amira, where is the...
Yes, we have one more question in the chat from Brian.
You want to ask it out loud, Brian, or you want her to read the question?
School age. I'm seeing it now.
I can answer. I mean, however you want to do it. The question is how are there culturally competent products for young ladies that they can use that won't harm their skin?
Yes, definitely. Part of the service that I offer is a monthly subscription-based service where I actually pick out the beauty products for the clients, and it's a 5-week rather than it just be every 30 days. It's every 35 days that the products can be replenished. And I basically do a consultation with people and then purchase the products for them and then send them out to them. So it's basically being a personal beauty shopper, and that is something that we can address when we pick out the products for whoever the client may be. But yes, definitely there are a lot of products available to meet those needs. And then Styles could probably answer this one better, or Debbie, but in my opinion, when you're trying to find out what somebody really likes as far as their style and what they're comfortable in, if you are comfortable, take them on a shopping trip so you can get an idea of what they like and maybe make suggestions, and just see how they take to the suggestions without saying you should do this or you need to do this. Find out what it is that they are actually really comfortable with wearing, because honestly, that's like one of the most annoying things, because people will try to tell you who to be, how to be, what you should be doing all day, every day. You gotta give, especially young women, you gotta give them room to really find their voice, find out what they're comfortable with, what they like, and maybe even put them in spaces that will allow them to do that for themselves as well. That's just my personal opinion.
Thank you so much.
Well, we're really running out of time. Are there any more questions? And we're going to do this last set of giveaways and then we'll have our final words. If anybody's okay, so I'll just go ahead. Now, if you were a winner, could you please put your address in the chat? And Kimberly, could you please put your information, your website, and all that information? Was there anybody else who had any products or services that they wanted to share other than the ones we know about? Okay.
In the chat.
Taji.
Yes. Hi, everyone.
Hi, honey.
Hi. So, quickly, my name is Taji D'Souza. I'm a wardrobe stylist, executive producer of fashion shows. And you can follow me on Instagram at fashion_coffee_.
Okay, well, she's driving, so she can't put that in the chat for us right now. So we'll remember that. Well, we'll hear it, so I'll go back and play it and type that for everybody.
And I was telling you, Roxanne, that I do a girl talk session every month, a monthly girl talk session, and my next one will be May 13th. We are doing success talks now, and so we're empowering each other to build our finances and look deeper into ourselves. So if you go to my IG page, it's also on Eventbrite, but if you go to my IG page, which is StylesLewis14 on Instagram, you will see a link in the bio to the Eventbrite, but you can also look it up on Eventbrite itself.
Okay. And just so you know, Keyonna is giving away a copy of her ebook. Tell us the name of it again. I showed it on the picture, but
it's How to Apply Natural Beauty Makeup 101, and it's a 6-step ebook to show you how to apply a natural beauty makeup on yourself, and it actually comes with a video, and I go through each step in the video of how to do each step.
That's neat. Oh, that's a nice prize. So how much does it cost for those of us who didn't win it?
It's $19.99.
Okay, cool beans, great. So, and can you put that in the chat for me too? Because I'll send that information out to everybody.
Yes,
So
I just put it in. I just put my website in the chat, but it's on my website shop. But I'll put the direct link that you can go to the ebook.
Okay, great. Any others?
So the last one I see in the chat is from Renee, and she says, "I am a life coach specializing in productivity. I would love to talk to Amina or anyone else who might be interested. Visit my website, sweetinspirationsllc.com.
And just so you know, Renee has a book out called I forgot the name of it, but it's goal set. It's about goal setting. Done. How can I forget that? I got 2 of them. I bought one, and then I got one at some event I went to. So I'll give you one. Thank you. Okay. So so she will be a presenter at one point when we talk about goal setting and all that. We've asked Renee to be one of our presenters, so we'll be hearing more from her. And I'm gonna do these last 5 drawings, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. How's about that?
Yes.
And as Roxanne goes to pull that up.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Let me announce this.
What?
Where to find us?
I have a quick question.
A quick question? Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the great services everybody's talking about. Is there any way you could send an email out with all of the information to us on?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. That's why I asked everybody to put it in the chat, and I'm gonna send out my official thank you guys for being a part of this email, and I'll have everything listed, everybody's stuff listed. Don't expect that till tomorrow, because when this is done, it's a wrap. I don't want to see nothing about Zoom, email, or anything the rest of the day.
You're welcome to take a break. We won't hold you to it.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Self-care.
So, yeah. That's a good one. Especially and next month is good. Next month is Mental Health Awareness Month, so we're kicking that off with a therapist, and she has an acronym PASS. I'm not going to tell you what it means because I want you to come back and hear it, but it relates to what we just said about taking care of ourselves. So, what did you just ask me, Rhonda?
I was going to go on to tell everybody where you can find us.
Oh, okay.
So as Roxanne is spinning the wheel and she will announce your names, I want to announce that you can find us every Thursday at 5 p.m.
Okay, Brian. So you're a winner, and I know you don't want this, so you give it to your daughters. A little makeup bag.
I'll come back in a minute. Let's do the winners first.
Okay. Serena's not here. She's my cousin. Oh, huh. Rhonda's here, isn't she? Rhonda Lamb. Yay, Rhonda Lamb.
Rhonda's a winner for makeup. I love it. I love it.
Is that somebody you got? Kimberly Berg. So when I come back on here in 2 minutes after these next two winners, I want to know why that's funny. Why Rhonda Lamb winning makeup is funny. Alice is not here. We need two more. MJ's not here. Sherry's here, I believe. Sherry, you here? Is Sherry here? No.
She had to jump off. I think she jumped off early.
Okay, well, we still need two more. Amina! Hey. And one more. Vita! She's not here. Yes, she is. She's here? Mm-hmm. Vita, you still here?
I'm here. Hello, guys.
Good.
Hi, Vita. Hi, how you doing, Rhonda?
Good.
Thank you.
All right.
I'm well.
Okay, so Rhonda, you want to give us our little wrap up?
I sure did. First of all, once again, we thank Debbie, we thank Styles, and we thank Keyonna. We thank all of you for being a part of this, our first live podcast. We looked at our time. Roxanne, in transparency, Roxanne and I did a class, and our mentor told us 30 minutes, 15 minutes, or 30 minutes. And we looked at each other like, that's not going to work. So we thank you all for sticking around. We're still playing with it to see, should we try to tell them to 45 minutes? We're trying to tell them to 1 hour, and we're at 1 hour and 15 minutes right now. So we are still working, but we thank you from our hearts for real for sticking around with us. So we heard that Debbie said that she was a fashion maven for 15 plus years. I'm telling you, 50 plus years. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, 69 looks beautiful on Debbie Norrell. Yes, so I want to know what she's doing, and I'm going to try to copy that. So, but you know, something she said in there was, she said, I didn't always like myself. Mm-hmm. So she found herself in the fashion industry. So it wasn't just like, oh, I like fashion. No, it was a purpose in her life for her to do that. So I want to make sure we didn't miss that. Keyonna said, at one time I was depressed. Okay. And now look where Keyonna is now. And I think that is so empowering and encouraging, because you don't have to stay there. You've heard the term, I'm going through. Through is the operative word. I'm going through something. I'm not stuck there. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to stay there. I'm going through something. So we can come through depression and certainly be on top of it. And then we heard Styles say that show up and present yourself. I like that, Styles. Show up and present yourself. So again, we thank all of you for that. Our podcast is found on Apple Podcasts. It is found on Spotify. And guess what, y'all? Yesterday, Pandora picked us up. I feel so big time.
I don't know, me too. I don't know why that made me feel some kind of way. But.
I know, it's like, okay, you can get us on Pandora.
That's amazing.
Thank you. And again, it is every Thursday at 5 p.m. and you can always listen to our archive episodes as well. And you will also be able to find us on our YouTube channel, which is Women Against Abusive Relationships. Women Against Abusive Relationships.
Or you could just even put in War Heals. I found that out. My intern told me you could just put in War Heals, WAARHEALS, the shorter version of it.
And then you can find us on YouTube.
Yeah.
And remember this, we got your back.
Thank you, ladies.
Everybody.
Look, that's the first time we said it in unison. We've been trying since the first podcast. We finally said it in unison.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And hopefully you'll join us again in the future.
Yes.
Share this. It'll be up on YouTube in about a day, but probably by Saturday.
Do share it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Thank you.
There are 2 things we would like you to do. Number 1, enter our monthly drawing by sending your email address to info@warheals.org. Spelled out, that is INFO@WARHEALS.org. WAARHEALS.org. Put drawing in the subject line. We will notify the winner or winners via email by midnight on the last Thursday of each month. Our second request, engage with us on IG. Follow, like, and subscribe to all of our social media platforms at warheals_ on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. WAARHEALS_ on IG, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. As always, we thank you for listening and see you next week.